June 26, 2019. This is Judge Wish, Courtroom 1, Session 1. Can I please have the parties announce themselves for the record?
Happy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Brian Wynn on behalf of the Office of Public Defender.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you please tell me your name?
Keith Brooks Jr.
All right, Mr. Brooks.
Well,
You're here in 2019 CF 9093AO. You were arrested for burglary of a dwelling. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return
I was
back.
involved with a,
Sorry, sir, you're going to have to listen to what I'm saying. You're not to return back to 444 South Rio Grande Avenue, number 210B in Orlando, Florida. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. And in 2019, MM 5308AO, you're arrested for criminal mischief, over 200, under 1,000, and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender in that case as well. Again, you're not to return back to those locations I mentioned before, have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. You're out on release in 2019 MM 927AO. I am revoking that release and setting that at none. Your bond for the burglary of a dwelling will remain set at $5,000, and in the misdemeanor, $500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. All right, please tell me your name.
Burton.
All right, Mr. Burton, you're here in 2019 CF 8847AO. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for burglary of a conveyance and 6 counts of criminal possession of personal identification of another or fraudulent use. And I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return back to any location listed in the affidavit for your arrest warrant. There's multiple locations there. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. And your bonds will remain set as in the warrant at $3,500 on count 1 and $2,000 on each counts 2 through 7.
Your Honor, we would request that the counts 2 through 7 be lowered to subsidiary since they are in the same affidavit.
Well, they're individual victims, and I'm looking at the criminal history. There's 4 failures to appear, 17 felonies, 9 misdemeanors, 6 unknowns, and he recently was released from the Department of Corrections, so I'm not going to do that.
Okay, and also, is he currently out on bond on any
I don't have
cases?
any
It's
information.
This is an add-on. I just wanted to double check. He was indicating to me that he had posted a bond and that he was out on bond on another case. So if it's not indicating that he's out on bond on any cases, okay.
I am, so is there any possible way you could say revoke, go ahead and revoke it
I don't have
anyways?
any information about any case that they would know better than me.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that if
I just want to revoke it.
He may,
So
is
he's,
it a probate? Maybe he's not
They
probate.
took no action at IA, it's on his out.
Okay.
I wanna revoke it.
yeah,
that's what I'm
we
trying
wanna, so he's getting credit.
I understand.
Right.
So, do we have a case number?
Yes, it's 2018 CF 14057.
Okay. What are the charges?
It's one count of grand theft.
Okay. Okay. I will revoke the bond and set the bond at none, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Shelton P. Donald.
All right, sir, you're here in 2019 MO 1212, and you're arrested for an open container violation. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office. Was there an offer?
Adjudication 4 days.
And then he has 2 in. So it looks like, Mr. Donald, you'd have to spend another day with us if you wanted to accept the offer, and then I would, have to impose court costs.
Yes, ma'am, I'll take that over. Will I get
Okay.
out tomorrow, will it?
I think you'll get out tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Let me- wait, right here? Okay.
And was the public defender
Yes.
appointed?
All right, is he gonna enter a plea of no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and your last name's Donald?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Donald, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am, I believe that is.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea
Oh,
form?
yes, ma'am,
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
And you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order that you pay those by June 26, 2020, okay? That gives you a year to pay them off. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you, okay, Mr.
Okay,
Donald?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you.
Okay, have a great day.
You too. All right, please tell me your name.
Stephen Denardi.
All right, Mr. Donardi, you're here in 2019 MM 5315AO. You're arrested for providing false ID to law enforcement, and I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Donardi?
And with full credit for time served.
And Your Honor, he is gonna enter a plea of, no contest.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Donardi, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything that's contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
Yes, in Texas.
Okay. Do
But-
you,
I mean, that,
There's already,
huh?
there's already
Okay, all right. So understanding that if you're already on probation in Texas and then there appears to be warrants already, I don't know if, are they just in-state only pickup or?
No, they're
Oh, okay. So is he being held on that? Okay. And knowing that you're on probation, that this would automatically violate your probation, you still want to enter a plea?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, just making sure. You understand that it would automatically violate you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. And is it a credit for time served?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And I'm going to withhold adjudication, and it's 2 days. I'm sentenced you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit for time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm going to order that you pay those by June 26, 2020. Gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you, sir, okay? Good luck to you. All right, please tell me your name.
Blaine Horace Bartley.
All right, Mr. Bartley, you're here in 2018 MM 4346. This is an out-of-county warrant out of Osceola County, and it looks like your bond is set at 1,000. So you have two? Yeah, okay. And the other one is 19 MM 168. That's also out of Osceola County. It looks like your bond in that is $500. So if you can bond
Hey, I
out.
was in Lakeside when I had to go to court. I was in Lakeside.
All right, well, this is,
I'm
you're gonna have to
schizophrenic. I
talk,
won't lie to
you're
you.
gonna have to talk to the judge in Osceola about that. But you do have bonds. If you can bond out, you're more than welcome to bond out. If not, our admin order says that Osceola County has 24 hours to come and pick you up, okay? All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Dawn Magli.
All right, Mr. Magli, you're here in 2019 MM 5288AO. You were arrested for petty theft. It's a retail offense. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I don't know if the state has an offer.
There is not, Your Honor.
Okay, so there is no offer today. You're not to return back to Publix at 1500 East Colonial Drive. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness, and I'm
No,
gonna
ma'am.
stay your bond at the $250, okay?
I don't have $250.
Okay, well, your attorneys can file any appropriate motions, but that's your bond today. I'm not inclined to, you don't qualify for pretrial release.
How about if I plead today?
There's no offer today. It looks like you have an active warrant out of New Jersey, and so
I called them.
I'm not gonna release you ROR or
Okay,
anything
I
like
understand that, but
okay?
in Jersey, they won't come pick it
Right.
up. It's been,
I understand, but obviously you're not coming to court or you're committing new law violations. You have quite a history. I'm not RORing you, and there's no offer today, and you do not qualify for pretrial release. So your bond is $250,
okay.
okay? please tell me your name.
Audrey Alexander.
All right, Ms. Alexander, you are here in case number 2019 CF 9100AO. You're arrested for burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return back to 5205 Bonnie Bray Circle. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case or your co-defendant. Is that your husband? You
I
can
don't have a co-defendant.
Okay, Algie Alexander?
He didn't get arrested for that.
Okay, but he did get arrested.
He had a, yes,
Okay, is that your husband?
yes.
Okay, you can have contact with your husband, okay? I just wanna make sure you understand. And I did appoint the public defender. Your bond is gonna stay set at the $5,000. You're out on bond in 2019 CF 1937 out of Osceola County. I am revoking it's pretrial release, actually. I'm gonna revoke the pretrial release, and your bond will be set at none. All right, please tell me your name.
Ma'am, my name is Keith Edward Amato.
All right, do we know what happened to Alfonso?
Mr. Alfonso's in the hospital.
Okay, we'll reset him within 24 hours of his release from the hospital. Mr. Amota?
Amato, ma'am.
Amato, okay. All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 9112AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I'm gonna place you in the pretrial release program.
Thank you, ma'am.
Make sure when I say no drugs or alcohol or anything like that, that they are gonna test you, okay?
Okay.
So you need to make sure that you stay clean. If you violate, they can tell me and I can revoke the release, or another judge can do that, okay?
Understood.
All right. All right, please tell me your name.
Alejandro Blow, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Blow, you're here in 2019 CF 8000, and you were arrested pursuant to a warrant for failing to register or report within 30 days as a transient sexual offender. Probable cause was previously found. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Is it all right if I talk, ma'am?
Hold on one second. Mr. Wynn, do we know what's going on here? Because he's out on bond for the same thing.
I was
Don't
in
talk
court.
to me about the case, so you want to talk to Mr.
No,
Wynn.
No, I'm not talking.
But you are talking to me about the facts, so talk to Mr. Wynn. going on, Mr. Wynn?
with regards to the,
I mean, you know, I'm likely to revoke the bond.
well,
He's-
he has
you know.
indicated, and he has been going to court, as he did indicate on his past,
I see there's a possible
transgressions.
plea hearing set,
Right,
but I don't know.
and I think he is trying to, stay reported. He did indicate that he reported last month, and I didn't,
As in May?
as in May. And it was, he indicated that this month is the,
Well, this was for April, I believe.
This was
Well,
for
he
April.
registered in April, and
and
so since April 30th, there was no registration. Which it appears as though he was in jail. Did you not register while you were in jail? I don't don't answer that. Well, you're supposed to register wherever you are. Even if you're in jail, Mr. Blow, even if you're in jail, you have to register wherever you are. I don't know why you think it's funny. So I am gonna set your bond, in the new law violation at $5,000. I am revoking the bond in 2018 CF 3885AO and setting that at none. And you do have reporting requirements. You must register even if you're in jail. All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Jennifer Chris?
All right, Ms. Chris, you're here in 2019 CF 9109 AO. You were arrested for grand theft, third degree. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return to Target at 325 North Alafaya Trail. And you are to abide by any and all trespass warnings, no contact with any victim or witness in the case, and your bond will stay at the $500.
That's for no return?
I did.
Okay, sorry.
Please tell me your name.
Marcus Aiken.
All right, Mr. Atkins, you're here in 2019 CF 9104AO. You were arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. You are not to return to 4169 Versailles Drive, Cypress Point. And you're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. Your bond will stay set at $1,000. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Joshua Franklin.
Mr. Franklin, you're here in 2019 CF 260AO. You were arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear for your pretrial conference on May 28, 2019. The judge in that case revoked your bond and set it at none. Does he have the PD? You do have the public defender in that case, okay? They can file any appropriate motions for you.
Your Honor, I had wanted to say, only reason I ain't come to court because they are in our...
I can't do anything about the Capias today, no matter what the reason.
So you know when I'm be able to go to court to get a bond?
Attorneys will have to file a motion with that judge.
Well, you know who my attorney is. Can I get it? Know who it is, though?
All right, please tell me your name.
Sarah Gross.
All right, Ms. Gross, you're here in 2019 CF 8498. You arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for burglary of a conveyance and grand theft third degree. Looks like over 5,000, under 10,000, and probable cause was found. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return back. To 14758 Royal Ponciana Drive. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case, and nor any co-defendants, if there are any. And your bond will remain set on count 1 at $3,500 and count 2 $500. And I'm showing, is she on active pretrial release?
Yes, that's what we have, but we don't have the revocation for.
Okay. Right. All right, please tell me your name.
Alfred Eugene Hatcher III.
Mr. Hatcher, you're here in 2018 CF 7416. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant, which probable cause was previously found. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may not go back to the Home Depot at 5351 Diplomat Circle in Orlando, Florida. I'm not sure if that's Orlando or Winter Park, but Orlando or Winter Park, Florida. You're not to go back to that Home Depot. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. Your bond will be set on count 1 at $5,000 and $150 on count 2 and $100 on counts 3 and 4. Huh? Oh, there's no form. I pointed the PD, but he didn't fill out a form. I thought that he
Your Honor,
did.
It appears, I believe that he's, our office has already been appointed in this case, due to some previous circumstances,
In this case?
is what he's indicating to me.
Yes.
May have one moment, Your Honor.
Yeah, we're all looking it up. We'll see.
This case had a pretrial in June the 10th, the trial period beginning, the trial set for the 27th. Oh, this is Mr. Hatcher.
Yes.
I have Ethan
Good.
Good as the attorney, public defender on it.
So I'm just curious how he's getting his initial appearance and the information's been filed and he's had pre-trials and,
So I originally came in as a retail theft, 2 counts, petty theft, 2 counts, and it got charged as 2 counts of grand theft, and then 2 counts of petty theft, $100 or more. So that originally had a bond of these same bonds. Came in 529, I don't know.
so did it come in as a misdemeanor? No?
I mean, it came in as M2, and we filed as M1s. And then for felonies, instead it came in as a retail theft of F3, and we filed it as a grand theft. So I don't know why it's coming back through IACE.
Is he already bonded out?
Your Honor,
I can't tell if there was I had to go to the clerk's site. One moment, Your Honor.
I have yet to have this happen.
So there was a transport order in January, so he was brought here from someplace.
Maybe you know what
Yeah,
happened.
I do.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to explain. I was arrested in Seminole County, August 9th. I had the hold for here for these 4 counts, for these 4 charges right here. 2 counts of felony, 2 counts misdemeanor. Brevard, Orange, Seminole, and Lake. I dealt with all of them, excuse me. I dealt with all of them thus far, minus Orange County.
And then it looks like you have a
I-
Brevard holder.
That I don't understand why there, because that was
I don't
time
know.
served. Yeah, that
I
was
don't
done
know.
and over with.
It's just showing on your
Not a
fee
problem.
sheet, so.
I originally had Michael Rod, when I first got arrested, I filed demand for speedy, appointment of counsel, and motion for transport in all counties.
Right.
And Michael Rodriguez was originally appointed on the case, and I guess he is no longer with the PD's office. Ethan Good contacted me about 2.5 weeks ago in Lake County, and
Active Capias remain.
correct, and said that they came, the state came to a resolution with him, and I just needed to go in front of the judge. I just resolved
Okay.
the Lake County issue.
Yeah, I'm showing that. Okay, to be transported to Orange County, state to do transport order, which is, I guess, what happened.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stay the bonds as is.
Okay.
And so you can ask your attorneys to try and get you, I don't know if you have a, I'm not showing whether or not there's a court date
Tomorrow, Your Honor.
tomorrow.
My notes.
6/27.
27.
Right, so
Okay.
hopefully they transport you over there.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
I hope so too.
okay.
Should I contact Mr. Good when I get back to the
I would
pod?
do what, yeah, I would
Okay,
let them know that you're here.
okay,
Okay,
okay, thank you.
all right,
Mr. Wayne probably send an email to him as well and let him know that.
yeah.
All right. How do I go about, I don't mind talking about it because it is completed.
Well, don't
I
talk
have-
about the facts of the case, okay?
This case, the Brevard County hold, I noticed when I first came in here as well. I was, that was one of the first counties I completed back in February, and
So hold on, they're gonna tell you.
I
It's
w-
a VOP hold, but his VOP will be done December 10th of this year, but he has a 5-day hold.
Okay, so you have a 5-day hold,
5-day hold. Wait, wait, wait.
that's how that works.
A VOP will be done when?
'Cause
I'm
your-
sorry?
Your violation, your probation isn't completed, correct?
No, no, it was terminated.
They have it's gonna terminate December 10th of this year, but I do have the VFOSC report, and they are going to do a warrant. So we can't take the 5-day hold out. We have to keep it there.
I'm really confused about that.
I don't know anything about what happened in Brevard.
Okay.
So if you do have an attorney there, you may wanna call them.
Okay.
Because it appears as though from from correction standpoint,
They
you're
didn't
still
terminate.
on probation.
Yeah, they didn't terminate the probation. That's what they were supposed to do, was time
Okay,
served.
but it's,
Okay, understood.
okay,
All right, thank you.
maybe you can work that out tomorrow.
Understood. All right, thank you.
All right? All right, please tell me your name.
Jason Royce Higdon Jr.
All right, Mr. Higdon, you're here in 2019 CF 9105AO. You were arrested for robbery without a firearm or a weapon. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return back to the Walmart at 1700 South Orange Blossom Trail. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or ammunition. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. And your bond is gonna stay set at the $2,500.
Right.
All right, please tell me your name.
Garrison Jerome.
All right, Mr. Jerome, you're here in 2019 CF 8476AO. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant which probable cause was previously found for aggravated battery with a weapon. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to possess weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You're not to have any contact with the victim in the case. And your bond is set at $3,500 as in the warrant. It's gonna stay. All right, please tell me your name.
Jason Lott.
Mr. Lott, you're here in 2019 CF 9078AO. You're arrested for burglary of a conveyance, petty theft, criminal mischief under 200, and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office. You're not to return to 3248 South Cimarron Boulevard, that Wimbledon Apartments. You're not to go back there. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. Your bonds will remain set at $3,500 on count 1 and $100 on 2, 3, and 4. Please tell me your name, sir.
Danny McCampbell.
All right, Mr. McCampbell, you're here in 2019 CF 9091AO. You're arrested for grand theft 3rd degree. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. You cannot go back to Publix at 2015 Edgewater Drive in Orlando, Florida. You may not have any contact with any listed victim or witness. Your bond will be set at the bond in the affidavit at $2,500.
Your Honor, based on the defendant's arrest record, he has no, hasn't been convicted of any crimes in the state of Florida. He has no failure to appears. Would you be willing to reduce the bond to $1,000 on this charge?
Well, I mean, does it matter if it's just the state of Florida? Like, I don't think so. So, you know, he may not have convictions here. I don't know when he started living in Florida, but he has out-of-state robbery, larceny, false ID, another false ID, and then it looks as though he's also a wanted person. I don't know what state that is, but looks like he has a warrant out in another state, so $2,500 is appropriate.
Okay.
Okay. All right, please tell me your name.
Charles Frederick Nelson.
All right, Mr. Nelson, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 9099AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I'm gonna stay the bond at 1,000 on count 1 and 100 on counts 2 and 3. In 2019 MM 5328, you were arrested for trespass in an occupied structure or conveyance. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office. You must not go back to the Wawa at 14548 East Colonial Drive. Abide by all trespass warnings and no contact with any listed victim or witness, and I'm gonna reduce the bond to $250. me your name?
Lorraine Peters.
All right, Mr. Peters, you're here in 2019 CF 9110AO. You're arrested for sale and delivery of cannabis without consideration, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. And you're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to return back to the Quick Stop at 5100 North Lane in Orlando, Florida, and you're not to have any contact with any witness in the case. And your bonds will stay set at 1,000 on count 1, 150 on count 2, and 100 on count 3. You're out on bond for the same offense. 2019 CF 4079AO. I'm revoking the bond and setting it at none. Does he have the PD in that case? Okay. You do have the public defender. If you don't, I'm appointing them in that case as well. All right, please tell me your name.
Ford Pugh.
All right, Mr. Pugh, you're here in 2019 CF 9106AO. You're arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. That includes machetes. You're not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case. And your bond is gonna stay at $2,500.
$500?
$2,500.
20, okay, yeah. Ma'am?
No machetes.
Because he is the homeowner and the alleged victim does reside there, can he have a one-time return to the property to collect his belongings?
Does he live at the property?
Yes.
Okay. I'll allow you to go back one time with law enforcement to get any of your personal belongings. You
One
must have them accompany you. You may not go by yourself, okay?
Okay.
Make sure you wait for them.
You want me to, I need to get my truck, it's at the house.
Okay, you
Yeah.
can get any of your personal belongings.
Yeah, but I'm not at my house no more, right?
Well, I'm not removing you from the home. I mean,
Oh,
they
thank you.
they live in the same house?
Yes.
The alleged victim is a tenant.
Okay, like rents out a room?
Yes.
Okay. I don't get involved in eviction proceedings, so, I would just say maintain separate residences. Okay? I don't know how that gets worked out, but
I don't have nobody place to go.
I understand, but that's how this is gonna work. I can't have you,
Can I get somebody to go into the house and take it out for me?
you have civil action that you can take to evict somebody from a residence, but
That's what
you have
I'm-
to take legal action on your own. I can't give you
Right.
any legal advice.
I'm getting ready to do that out at the courthouse, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so that's what you're gonna have to do,
Okay.
okay?
What date? Exactly, yeah. Yeah, thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Charles M. Roth.
All right, Mr. Roth, you're here in 2019 CF 9038. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant which probable cause was found for destroying or damaging or altering an electronic monitoring device and grand theft third degree. And I am gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in that case. You do have reporting requirements. Your bond is set at $2,500 on count one. I'm gonna reduce count two to $150. And it looks like they filed an on-view violation of probation out of Volusia County. And your bond is gonna be set at 0 in that case at this time. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Christopher Evan Russell.
All right, Mr. Russell, you're here, 2016 CF 4942 AO. You're arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear for your pretrial conference on March 26, 2019. The judge revoked your release and set your bond at none on each count. Does he have the PD? And you do have the public defender in that case already representing you. They can file any appropriate motions for you, okay?
Yep.
Can't change the Capias.
Your Honor, they sent to the wrong address. I changed my address.
You cannot change the Capias, and you have to let the clerks know or your attorneys know what your new address is.
No, I
at
did.
all.
I
Okay.
came in 2017 and I let them know.
I can't change the Capias. I'm not permitted to by law, so your attorneys can file that motion for you maybe today. Okay?
So,
There's nothing that I can do about the Capias.
do you know how long it's gonna take? Can you talk?
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
David Toll.
All right, Mr. Toll, you're here in 2019 CF 2205 AO. You were arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear for your case management conference on June 17, 2019. The judge revoked your release and set your bond at none on each count. So you have the PD, you do have the public defender's office representing you. And as I told the other gentleman, I cannot do anything about the Capias, so your attorneys will have to file a motion for you, okay?
Yep.
All right, please tell me your name.
Rovia Walker.
Mr. Walker, you're here in 2019 CF 8950, and you're charged, looks like you were arrested on an arrest warrant, which probable cause was previously found, for sexual battery with a deadly weapon, robbery with a firearm, kidnapping, and aggravated assault with intent to commit a felony, and false imprisonment. I am gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you in that case. State, would you like to be heard as to bond?
Your Honor, I don't know, we've had this discussion since you've been back. There's a case out of the 3rd DCA, Thorntman v. Junior. I only have the Florida Law Weekly site, which is 44.
I've read the case.
Okay, so the state's argument would be that the author hearing should take place downtown at the trial division. As to counts 1 and 3, the defendant should be held at no bond. Looking at the affidavit as well by, looks like Detective James Garner, which established the probable cause, we would ask for no bond to those 2 counts for the later author hearing to be heard. No contact with the victim, whether he's in custody or out of custody. No weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol.
Well, just so you know, I'm not gonna be following that case at this time. I find some things that I disagree with about that case. If you wanna put on some evidence as to proof evident presumption, great, but I'm not bound by that case, and.
Correct, Your Honor.
Yeah.
The case, the information by the Detective Gardner is that this defendant pulled the victim between 2 buildings. He pressed a gun to the back of her head, and then he threatened to kill her. He then made her perform oral sex on him. He then took her phone and emptied out her backpack. He then again used the gun. He attempted penile vaginal penetration. He was unsuccessful. He then had her perform oral sex again. I think based on the affidavit, the defendant should be held at no bond.
And additionally, there's DNA evidence linking him to the evidence obtained by law enforcement off of some materials in which she spit out, I guess, his DNA, and then I believe that there was some injuries to her as well. I do find proof evident presumption great unless you had some other argument, Mr. Nguyen.
Your Honor, no, we were gonna leave it within the discretion of the court. We just wanted to, point out that, we did want to reserve, an Arthur hearing.
Your
Yeah,
Arthur hearing.
At the
yeah.
pretrial level.
Yeah, your Arthur hearing is always reserved,
Right,
so long as you don't have one here.
right.
And we're not having one.
Right.
I do find proof evident presumption great based on the affidavit, in the state's argument. I'm gonna hold him at no bond on count 1. I'm also gonna hold him on no bond on count 2, based on the evidence. So the $10,000 stricken, and it will be no bond on count 2, no bond on count 3, and count 4 and 5 will be $150 each. No contact with the victim or any witnesses, no weapons, no firearms, no ammunition. And in 2019 MM 266AO, there is a warrant for a violation of probation. And Mr. Nguyen, I'm gonna appoint the public defender in that case as well. Do you want, since it's a misdemeanor, to cancel the arraignment that's gonna be set and give him dates for that? And arraign him on it today, like we would normally it would be in courtroom 2.
Right.
Whatever, if you wanna have him come back in 3 days.
No, we can do that today, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll cancel the arraignment, and that's gonna be set on the misdemeanor VOP. Mr. Walker, your attorney is gonna enter a denial for you, and we'll give you some dates. The VOP dates in Division 50. So it looks like,
VOP status is July 18th at 8:30 in courtroom 4E.
and that's for VOP, right? July 18th, right? Okay, and so we'll just have to make sure that gets canceled. And there is no bond in the VOP as well. All right, please tell me your name. Please tell me your name, ma'am.
Ronika Williams.
All right, Ms. Williams, you're here in 2019 CF 9111 AO. You're arrested for battery on a uniformed licensed security officer and battery. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim in the case. You're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. Your bond will remain set at $3,500 on count 1 plus pretrial release. And count 2 will be $500 plus pretrial release as well.
I'm sorry, what was count 2, Your Honor?
$500.
Your Honor, she's indicated that the bond was doubled due to the fact that she was an out-of-state resident. And she's telling me she is a Florida resident. And if that's the case, we would request the bond be set at the original bond amount.
Well, what's the original bond amount?
It would be $1,750. If
I mean, I don't understand that.
Or it would be 1,500. It was originally set at 3,000.
Just she, I mean, I'm not showing anything on her face sheet that would indicate she lives out of state, but, yeah, but I don't know. But the bond schedule goes out the window when she gets into court.
Oh, I understand that.
Right, so I'm not really,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what she's saying.
I'll set the bond at 1,500 plus PTR, and her bond on count 2 will still be $500 plus PTR. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Aaron Thompson.
Do we know what happened to Mr. Ramirez?
He's finished interpreting
Okay. Send that over to courtroom 2. You said Mr. Thompson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're here in 2019 CO 704, and you were arrested for soliciting without a permit. I do find probable cause. I am gonna appoint the PD, and do we have an offer for Mr. Thompson?
Adjudication 3 days.
And he has 2 credit, and so you would get out today. And I would have to impose court costs. You wanna take the offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And Your Honor, the defendant would like to enter a plea of no contest.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Mr. Thompson, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by June 26, 2020, okay? Gives you a year to pay them off. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, okay? Good luck to you. All right, are you Ms. White?
Yes.
All right, Ms. White, you're here in 2019 CO 705. You're arrested for soliciting without a permit. I do find probable cause, and you did not fill out a form for the public defender. Did you just want to see if the state had an offer for you?
Yeah, I'd rather do that. I can't afford to pay the fees and things.
Okay.
Adjudication 3 days.
So the state's offering adjudication of guilt with 3 days in the Orange County Jail with, I believe, 2 days credit for time served, and that would get you out today. I don't know what time, but then I
Yes,
would have
ma'am.
to
I'd
impose
like to
court
just
costs.
accept that plea.
Okay. Thank you. Do you want to enter a plea of no contest, Ms. White?
Yes, that's fine.
All right. I'm showing you the plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, it is.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yeah, I even read it.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, I do.
All right. And are you on probation anywhere?
No.
And you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Oh, yes, I understand, but I am.
Okay. All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm going to accept the plea and adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. Do have to impose court costs. I'm going to order you pay those by June 26, 2020. Gives you a year to pay them off. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. All right, good luck to you.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
All right, please tell me your name.
Algie Alexander.
All right, Mr. Alexander, you're here in 2019 1566AO. You were arrested for failing to appear on a pursuant to a Capias. Looks like you failed to appear for a pretrial on June 17th, 2019. And the judge in that case set your bond on count 1 at 100 and count 2 at 500.
Could I say something?
Hold on. Does he have the PD? You do have the public defender's office, and I would speak with Mr. Nguyen before you say anything to me.
Yeah, it's about the public defender's office and sending the
Okay.
mail that I went. They sent the
Okay,
pre-trial.
I can't do anything about the Capias today.
No, but no doubt. They sent the jury trial for June 11th. I went. They said it was no court date that day.
Okay.
Then they took the jury trial away. They recanted the speedy trial and some kind of way made a court date for June 17th. And that she never notified me about, but she notified me about the 11th, and I went. I've never missed a court date in my life. Ever.
Well, there's nothing that I can do about the Capias today, but maybe I can help try and figure out what.
Yes, I went. June 11th, I went down to the court for jury trial. And I've never seen jury trial get took back.
June 17th was the
No,
date.
June 11th was the letter they sent for a speedy trial. I went, June 11th, I went. They sent the letter to my address and I went to on June 11th. July 17th was a court date prior, but she put speedy trial in. So I would think if she put the speedy jury trial in, that would automatically negate the 17th. And I went down, there was no court date at all. They told me there was no court date downtown. She sent the letter, I have the letter at home, June 11th.
Hold on, relax.
I'm sorry.
I can't focus on what I'm looking
right.
at if you keep talking,
You're right.
okay? Okay, so you saying you went to court on June 11th?
I went down on June 11th.
June 11th, in court, the court minutes reflect that the case is set for pretrial conference on 6/17/2019. The defense withdrew their notice of expiration of speedy trial. So if you were there and it says that you were present, you were given that date. And so that was the date that
The clerk of courts told me there was no courts.
Well, that's what the court minutes reflect. So your attorneys are gonna have to file a motion because you didn't
So
show
my
up on
attorney must have been
6/17.
there, and then she must have been there.
Okay, I'm not gonna take any action on any out-on-bond cases today. You do have bonds, okay? You have a bond, you're not being held no bond.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if you can bond out, you can post a bond.
Right.
But if you can't, your attorneys can file a motion, but it seems as though you were there and you were given that date, okay?
Thanks.
Was there an offer on that case? I didn't even.
Well, he indicated he wanted to go to trial on
Okay,
it. so-
okay. I didn't. There was too much talking about everything
Yeah,
else
and I
that
was thinking the
didn't-
same thing if there was gonna be an
Okay.
offer, but
All right.
due to him saying that he
Okay.
anticipated trial, I
Hey,
wasn't
he's
even.
entitled to a trial there if he wants one. Okay, sir, can you please tell me your name?
Yes, my name is James Ayat.
All right, Mr. Ayotte, you're here in 2019 5320AO. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause, and it looks as though they're telling me that you don't qualify for the public defender. So, I wanna go over it with you real quick, but, you obviously work. So do you get paid every week or every 2 weeks or monthly?
Every 2 weeks, ma'am.
Every 2 weeks, and how much do you get paid?
My take home is about $1,200.
Yeah. And you have no children?
I have a stepdaughter.
Okay, do you claim her as a dependent?
Yes,
Okay. So you have one dependent,
and my wife as well.
okay, so 2 dependents. You're still not gonna qualify, right? Oh, you will? Okay. So you are gonna qualify for the public defender. I'm gonna appoint them to represent you. And is there an offer for him if he wanted to accept the offer?
Withhold credit time, sir.
So this State's offering a withhold and 2 days credit for time served, so it's not an adjudication of guilt, it's not a conviction. If you wanted to accept that offer, you could today. If not,
What, I'm sorry, what does withhold mean?
it means you're not adjudicated guilty.
Okay.
So do you want to talk to Mr. Nguyen real quick, because I appointed him?
And Your Honor, he will enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Ayo?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
It absolutely is.
Did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
100%.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Absolutely.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
All right, and you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Right.
All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I am going to withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order that you pay those by June 26, 2020. It gives you a year to pay them off. And you can't go back to the Cocoa Key Resort. You've been trespassed. So if you go back there, you'll probably get arrested again, so don't go back.
I will.
If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you, sir. All right, good luck to you.
Your Honor, Damian Jones is recusal.
Okay. We'll reset one time. All right, please tell me your name.
Ronnie David Luster.
All right, Mr. Lester, you're here in 2019 MM 5318 AO. You're arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Lester?
No objection to ROR or adjudication credit for time served.
So.
Mr. Luster will enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Lester, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do find factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm gonna accept your plea, sentence you or adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by June 26, 2020. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you, sir. Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Robinson Metellus.
All right, Mr. Metellus, you're here in 2019 MM 5316AO. You're arrested for possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause. Gonna appoint the public defender. Is there an offer? No offer today from the state. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms, not to possess any drugs or alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I'm gonna stay the bond at the $500. And looks like you're out on bond for a bunch of stuff. Three cases. So your bond's gonna be revoked in 2018 CT 9057 AO and 2019 MM 1516 and 2019 CT 1314. And does he, I know he has the PD in 9057. Is Division 70, is that Osceola? Okay, so the other two are Osceola cases. Do we know if he has anybody representing him? I don't know if the PD represents you in the Osceola cases, but I'm just gonna appoint them either way in case they are not already appointed to represent you.
Your Honor, may I speak, please?
I would be very careful about what you say.
Yes, yes.
Don't talk about the facts of your case.
No, I'm not. Okay. So, for the other cases that you're speaking on, I was appointed by a judge to go ahead and pay my fine, but I just got a lump sum of money from my car accident, and that's what I was going to do. It's only a fine. There's the reason.
Okay, well, you haven't been sentenced on those cases, so.
I think what he's saying, Your Honor, is that the no valid driver's license and the driver with the suspended license are due to an unpaid ticket, and that he's now able to pay those tickets and would be able to get his license reinstated.
Okay, well, he was, again, driving without a license, and then gets arrested on a new law, and he's out on bond for the same offenses. For the cannabis, so he can work that out with the attorneys, but I'm appointing the PD in case they aren't already appointed on the out-on-bond cases in Osceola County, okay? But he is represented here in Orange County. Looks like Gary Simmons represents him, so I don't know what happened in those cases, but when you're out on release, you can't get picked up. All right, please tell me your name.
Robert Price.
Mr. Price, you're here in 2019 MM 629 AW. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning and soliciting funds without a permit. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Price?
Adjudication 3 days, no return.
All right, Mr. Price, do you want to accept the plea, get out today? You can't go back to that 7110 West Colonial Drive, Olive Garden. You've been trespassed. You cannot go back there. If you go back, you're gonna get arrested again.
I've got property in that area, not any personal property, you know, I wanna go get it.
I mean, I can allow you to go back with law enforcement to go get your own property, but you can't, I mean, if you violate the no trespassing order, then you might get rearrested.
I mean, it's like where he's at from the corner, you know, I had some stuff sitting
Okay.
right there. It's,
You can't go back there. I can let you go back with law enforcement to get your stuff.
don't worry about, I don't know, I'll get more. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
I'll just move on. What do I do? Print it, sign it? I can't see it. Sign? Yeah.
He'll enter a plea no contest.
I'm on my way to camp anyway. That's just it.
It's on the shopping center. You can have that.
I'll come back. They're not babysitting that pop.
All right, Mr. Price, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yep,
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form? Is that a yes?
yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, I don't come to jail till, I'm just for sleeping or something stupid.
Are you on probation anywhere? Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty on both counts. I'm going to sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. That's going to run concurrent on each count. And you cannot go back to that Olive Garden at 7110 West Colonial Drive. You've been trespassed. You must abide by all trespass warnings. I do have to impose court costs. I'm going to order that you pay those by June 26, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you.
How much does the court cost?
Looks like $423, $323.
I'm homeless. It might be raining that week. I might want to lay it off in jail. You don't do that here?
You go talk to the
All right, please tell me your name.
Christopher Spivey.
All right, Mr. Spivey, you're here in 2019 5317AO. You were arrested for petty theft, retail offense. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I don't know if the state would have an offer for you today. Okay, so there is no offer today from the state. You're not to return back to the mobile gas station. Trying to find the specific address. I don't know if it's the 1901 Talacas Avenue. 1901 Talacas Avenue. You can't go back to that mobile gas station.
Yes,
Listen.
ma'am. I understand.
Okay, you can't go back to the mobile. You can't have any contact with any victim or witness there. And your bond's gonna stay at the $250.
Your Honor, I have an awesome job that I just got, and I don't want to lose it. It's very important. There's nobody that's going to bond me out. I don't have it. My family's dead. I don't have anybody. I don't know if I could go for pretrial or if I could, you could.
You don't qualify for pretrial release. You have an outstanding warrant out of Georgia. And you have no, I don't know if you have an address, but no community ties were verified, and you didn't provide any contact information, and your address doesn't match your David address. So there's a lot of things wrong with me RORing you or
I understand.
pretrial, and you don't qualify for pretrial release.
Okay,
So.
but please, Judge, I can't lose this job. If I lose it, I'm not gonna have anything, and I'm just gonna sit here, please.
I'm not gonna release you ROR, so your bond's gonna stay at the 250.
There's no way to handle this today?
I'm
I'll
not-
plead guilty.
it's-
I did what I
I'm
did.
not
I did a minor thing.
I don't, unless the state wants to give you an offer today, I'm not gonna plea it out.
There.
And they can upgrade it, and that's likely what they're probably gonna do, based on your history.
Upgrade it.
Make it a felony. If you have 2 prior convictions, becomes a felony, if they wanna charge you that way. Okay?
So when's my next court date?
All right, please tell me your name.
Good morning, Judge Wish. My name's Amber Cintron.
Good morning. All right. Looks like you were picked up on an out-of-county warrant out of Seminole County.
Yes, ma'am.
And your bond is set at $10,000. And so if you can bond out, you can bond out. Other than that, our admin order has them, that they have to pick you up within 24 hours of today, okay? If not, then you come back before a judge, okay? All right, please tell me your name.
Nicole Dunlop.
All right, ma'am, you're here in an out-of-county warrant out of Seminole County, and your bond is set at none in that case.
Is there any way of getting a bond, Your
I
Honor?
have no jurisdiction over anything in Seminole County, and I can't change the bond.
I have
So
stage 3
they
ovarian
have-
and uterine cancer.
really
I'm due for treatments.
I'm sorry
I
to
can't
hear
stay
that,
here. I'll
but they
die.
have 24 hours to come and pick you up. I cannot change the bond, okay? I have no jurisdiction to do so, all right? So.
I'm not getting my medication or treatment or anything. I'll die if I have to stay here.
Okay, well, then they do have medical treatment here, so
I've
you'll have-
asked for medical treatment. There's none that they can give me. They already told me.
Okay, well, then I would contact whoever is representing you out in Seminole County.
I've been on probation. I don't have anyone in Seminole County. I've been on probation in Orange County.
Okay. There's nothing that I can do about your bond in Seminole County.
So when will I get a bond?
You're gonna have to go back to Seminole County and see the judge. Looks like Judge Rexidler is the judge. And so she can decide whether or not to give you a bond or not.
So when are they coming to get me?
Within 24 hours.
And if they don't come get me?
Then you'll come back before me again.
So if they don't pick me up by tomorrow, I come back tomorrow morning?
I don't know if they don't, I don't know
I've
what.
been here
spec-
24 hours.
Do you know if they don't pick her up? I mean, my guess is they'll pick you up. Yeah,
They come every day.
yeah.
They're here every morning.
All right, please tell me your name.
Dylan Garrison.
All right, Mr. Garrison, you're picked up on an out-of-county warrant out of Seminole County, and your bond is set at $3,000. And so Seminole has 24 hours to come and pick you up, okay?
All right. Can I be bonded out while I'm here?
If you can pay the bond, you can bond out.
Okay.
You have a bond,
All right.
all right?
You don't know what the grant theft is for?
No, I know nothing about what
Okay.
happened in Seminole.
All right. Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Adrian Hurtado Mendoza.
All right, sir, you're here on an out-of-county warrant out of Lake County, and your bond is set at none in that case. And Lake County has 24 hours to come and pick you up, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Medium Mitch Rivera.
All right, Mr. Rivera, you're here on an out-of-county warrant out of Hillsborough County. Your bond is set at none in that case. And Hillsborough has 72 hours to come and pick you up. That does not include weekends, okay?
Okay, so by the end of the week.
72 hours.
Today's Tuesday.
Today's Wednesday.
Thank
Okay?
you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Nicholas Wachek.
Do we know what happened to Mr. Horn? Okay. So we will reset Mr. Horn within 24 hours of his release from the hospital. And then Ms. Sanchez. Okay, we'll address her at the end. Looks like she refused yesterday. Okay, we'll do her last. Okay. And did you say you're Mr. Wachek?
That's correct.
Okay, so we're here for a determination of counsel hearing in 2019, CF 7847AO. And did you fill out a form for the PD or?
I have.
Okay.
I did this last week as well.
Okay. For a different case? Okay, and they were appointed? Okay, I'm gonna appoint the PD to represent you in that case, okay?
Okay, very well.
Are there any other cases that have counsel? Okay.
I don't have a form with all that information.
Okay.
I don't even have a face sheet, so. Do you have any other cases that you don't have an
No.
attorney on? Okay,
I pray not. No.
okay.
Okay. Thank you.
He doesn't have he doesn't have counsel.
All right, so I'm gonna
Okay.
readdress Ms. Sanchez. Ms. Sanchez has refused twice to come to court. In 2019 MM 5289AO, she was arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia. And I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent her. And I'm gonna stay her bond. I'm not gonna take any action on her out on bond or out open cases. Looks like she has some competency hearings coming up and things of that nature, so, but I am gonna stay the bond in this case, okay? At the 500. She's not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription.
Okay. I had a PC challenge to that argument, but
Oh,
I'll make it just for the sake. Basically, with regards to that incident, based on the officer's statements of seeing someone manipulating something in their hand, it doesn't give rise to reasonable suspicion.
isn't that a motion to suppress?
Well, it could be, I mean, it could be addressed in a motion to suppress, but without probable cause, without reasonable suspicion, he didn't have the suspicion to go over there and speak with them, and that it would stop probable cause from accruing at the time of the arrest.
Okay, I feel like that's a motion to suppress issue as to whether or not there was a basis to stop her, but.
And
Judge Bell proceeded this weekend allowing arguments like that.
yeah, and this.
Oh,
That's why
okay.
we are here with this.
Oh, okay.
Right, so I've heard
Yeah.
other arguments that have
I'm
been.
not gonna subscribe to that policy. So, I do find the probable cause. There was a crack pipe, there was a glass tube with burnt white powdery residue inside of it,
Right.
and law enforcement recognized it to be a crack pipe.
Right, okay.
So, and it was field tested, and positive for cocaine. But I appreciate the argument, Mr. Nguyen.
Thank you. And I wanted to address, oh, he does have an attorney? Okay, never mind, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry, I kept referring it to a she, as a she.
Oh, no, it's a she. I was then talking about
Oh, okay.
the guy who was here for his termination of counsel, but
Okay.
they said there was a case that he might not have an attorney, but they just said he does
Okay.
have an attorney, so.
All right, so moving on, we're all ready for 33-day?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I have Javori Ahmad Cooper, 19 CF 7181AO.
Denied. The state filed information on 6/25.
That will be denied. (2019) CF 7317 Sean Beauregard Davis.
To be denied. The state filed information on 6/25.
That will be denied. And then my JA was going through these and pointed out the next one, Mr. Soto, has not been in for that time in 2019 CF 7568AO. Looks as though, do you know how many days he was in?
He was arrested 5/24.
Then he bonded out the next day, and it was revoked on 6/3.
Yeah.
So it should be denied, Your Honor.
Yes, so that will be denied.
On the basis of,
He's not been.
Not been in consecutively for 30 days.
okay, Your Honor, we would argue that the statute does not require him to be in jail.
I don't even think he would be in for,
It's not even consecutive. He's not been in 30 days, period.
yeah, period. Like, not even adding up the days,
Okay,
even if
so
you
it-
made that argument.
Okay, yeah, just be 30, it hasn't been 30 days since the date of
Ever.
arrest. Okay.
Yeah.
The state would argue that defense, as it is a PD motion, should know their time served.
So that will be denied, and then I believe the same thing with the next case, Cedric Jones, 2019 CF 7326AO.
And one moment, Your Honor.
I believe. Looks like there was a notice of non-filing filed on 6/25.
Correct. Well, that was because of the motion file. It's gonna automatically trigger our office to do something. However, was it on 5/22, Maggie, that he?
Showing he was arrested on
22?
5/21.
21, sorry.
Thank you.
And then bond was filed on 5/28.
He filed on 5/24 and
And then it was revoked.
okay, so he doesn't have 30 days in, so
No.
that should be denied, Your Honor.
So that will be denied. All right. 2019 CF 7485 Rasha Michaela Russell.
That should be denied. The state filed information on 6/25.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 7537AO Stephane Misha Lilly.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day, excuse me.
That will be granted. (2019) CF 7483AO Walter Knight.
That should be denied. The state filed information on 6/25.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 7520AO Jarvis Clayton.
That should be denied. The state filed information on 6/25.
That will be denied. (2019) CF 7489 Elwood Trayvon Vernellis.
That should be denied. The state filed information on 6/25.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 7481AO Kelvin Tillman.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day on 6/24.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 7509AO Joseph Churko.
That should be denied. The state filed information on 6/25.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 7513AO Timothy Brian Gomez Bowser.
That should be granted. The state filed a notice of non-filing before the 33rd day.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 7496AO James Glenn Owens.
That should be granted.
That will be granted. 2019 CF 7526AO, Andrew Wendell South.
That should be denied. The state filed information on 6/25.
That will be denied. All right, anything else?
No, you're out.
All right, we'll be in recess until this afternoon. All right, we're back on the record. It's June 26, 2019. This is Judge Wish, courtroom 1, session 2. Can I have the parties announce themselves for the record?
Kathy Kennedy Swans on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Brian Nguyen on behalf of the Office of Public Defender.
Oh, excuse me.
Still wait 3 days. No return.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name, please?
John Watson?
All right, Mr. Watson, you're here in 2019 MM 312AE. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. Well, you did not fill out a form for the public defender. Did you want to see if the state had an offer for you to resolve your case today?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
no contest.
Adjudication 3 days, no return. Credit for 2.
Okay, so the offer is 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. You can't go back to, looks like UCF property. Thank you. All right, Mr. Watson, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes,
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
yes,
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
yeah, it's, no
So there won't be a
contest.
trial and
I
you're,
don't need a trial.
okay, no, I'm just making sure that you understand all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea. Do you understand?
Yeah, anyway, can I get a,
Okay.
reduction in the fine at all?
I have to impose the court costs. I can't do anything about that, okay? But let's deal with the plea form first. So you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yeah,
Are you on probation anywhere?
no,
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
I'm a citizen.
Okay, but you understand that if you're not, it will subject you to deportation? You understand?
Yeah,
Okay. All right, I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I am gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You can't go back to the UCF campus property. You've been trespassed from there, okay? If you go back, you're probably gonna get arrested, so I would not go back there. And I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by June 26, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. Okay, sir? Good luck to you. All right, please tell me your name.
Alexis Book.
All right, Ms. Boot. You're here in, looks like 2 cases, 2019 CF 9115AO, and you're arrested for possession of alprazolam and possession of cocaine. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know why the bonds are set that way, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, they're set high because,
Don't,
No addition, count two as a subsidiary.
yeah. So I'm gonna set count 1 at 1,000 and count 2 at 150. It's not showing that she lived out of state or anything like that, so. And then in 2019, MM 4010AO, you were arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear.
Your Honor, we have an offer in that case.
Okay, for your arraignment, and it looks like you do have a bond at $2,000, but the state's telling me that they have an offer for you to resolve that case if you want.
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication, credit for time served. Let me just double check. I think there are no court costs, but cost investigation.
Do you know how many days she has total? Okay.
Correct, I do not see any cost investigation.
Okay.
Just one previously, so.
So 2. So 2 total? Okay. So it would be a credit for time served offer, and I would have to impose court costs. So that would resolve the misdemeanor case. I cannot resolve the felony case here, okay? So if you wanted to resolve that case, it would be a credit for time served offer, and I would impose court costs, and you would be adjudicated. Otherwise, you have a $2,000 bond on that case, okay?
I'll plead guilty to the no contest to the misdemeanor. Sorry.
And was the public defender appointed on that case? They're not showing.
Does she have the PD on that case, on the misdemeanor? No, I'm gonna appoint them to represent her. Is she, are you on probation? Okay. What's the holdup here?
She's determined whether or not it's in her best interest, because she's still gonna have to post
You're gonna have to talk up, because I
She's gonna
can't.
have to post the bond on the felony charges. This isn't gonna get her out of jail.
No, it's not, but it'll resolve her case.
But it will resolve her
So, and she won't have to post a $2,000 bond on it as well. But, I mean, it's really up to you. You don't have to take the plea.
Okay.
It's just more bond you're gonna have to post if you don't.
I know, I understand.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, would you be willing to ROR on the,
Not with a, I mean, she just failed to appear.
okay. Well, she's indicated she was in the hospital at the time she was trying to be in court. I know that's not verifiable.
Well, I mean, now I'm seeing, my guess is that the reason for the doubling of the bond is that she has a Pennsylvania driver's license and a Pennsylvania address, and that although it's showing that the face sheet showing she's lived here, my guess is she just hasn't changed her address on that.
Correct.
But you need to do that, because
Yes.
that's a crime in itself, so
Oh,
you don't change your license within a certain amount of time of you living somewhere. So, but I'm looking at her failures. She has another failure to appear in 2016, and she's got probation violations and things like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna ROR her, okay? So, all right, Ms. Booch, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
yes,
Did you understand everything that's contained within the plea form?
yes.
You sure you want to, I mean, you don't have to take the plea. You seem a little hesitant here, so I need to make sure that this is what you want to do.
I do, I mean, yes, I'll take it.
Okay, so you understand everything that you read in the plea form,
Yes, ma'am.
and you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea. There won't be a
Yes, ma'am.
trial, you won't confront witnesses against you, you won't be able to put on any defenses. Those are all the rights in there that you're giving up by entering the plea. You understand?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay. I do find a factual basis based on what is in the court file in the misdemeanor case. To accept your plea, I am going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you to pay those by June 26, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. All right? Good luck.
Okay.
Please tell me your name.
Ahmed?
Are you Andrew Edwards?
Use behavior.
Okay. We'll reset Mr. Edwards. Mr. Galloway?
Hospital.
Okay. We'll reset Mr. Galloway within 24 hours of his release. All right, and then Gabrielle O'Haines. Is that you? Okay. Is that how I pronounce it? Okay. All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 9113AO. You're arrested for aggravated stalking with a credible threat, burglary of a structure with an assault or battery, and trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause I am gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office. I don't believe count 2 is a PBL, right? Structure, I'm not,
May have one more turn.
yeah, I don't know if it is or not. I'm showing it's an F1.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that a PBL?
I don't see it as a PBL, it says
Okay,
F1.
just an F1, okay. Okay, so I do find probable cause. I did appoint the Public Defender's Office, and you're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. You're not to return back to 9145 Narcousie Road, the known as social at A107, I believe. You're not to go back there. You're not to have any contact with any victim, any witness at that location. Your bond on count 1 will be $7,500. Your bond on count 2 will be $5,000, and your bond on count 3 will remain at the $500. Please tell me your name.
John Hills.
All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 2224AO. You're arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear for case management conference on June 17, 2019. The judge revoked your release and set your bond at none on each count. Does he have the PD? You do have the public defender in that case.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna take any action on the out on bond case. Okay? But your attorneys can file any appropriate motions in the other case. Please tell me your name.
Kathy Lodge.
All right, Ms. Lodge. You're here in 2019 CF 9114AO. You're arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the Public Defender's Office. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Your bonds will stay at $1,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. And there is a violation of probation on view. Is this out of Orange? Yeah. Yeah, so it's an on view for 18 CF 9624AO.
Yes.
Thank you. And so your bond will be set at none in that case, and I believe, I'm gonna appoint the PD. You should be seen by Judge Whitehead in a week to 10 days, could be sooner on that one, okay? Did they get seen by Judge Whitehead on the, on views? That, okay, I just wasn't sure. I was telling the right thing. All right, please tell me your name, sir. You're Mr. Odoms?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Odoms, you're here in 2019 CF 9117AO. You're arrested for trafficking in methamphetamine over 14 grams with a weapon, possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver with a weapon, possession of methamphetamine with a weapon, possession of a concealed weapon or a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon, and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. You're not to possess any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Your bond on count 1 is set at 100,000, count 2, 15,000, counts 3, 4, 5 are gonna be set at 150, and count 6 at 100. And you're out on bond for similar offenses, 2019 CF 7477AO. I'm revoking those bonds and setting them at none. 100,000 and 15,000, and then everything else is 150, and then count 6 is 100. It says something there. Somebody's name on the form. Let's see. All right, please tell me your name.
Ricardo Diego.
All right, Mr. Is your last name Ricardo?
No, last name is Diego.
Okay, they had it switched around. Mr. Diego, you're here in 2019 MO 121. I don't know. 1214 AO. And you're arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender in that case. You can't go back to Finn Henry's. And it looks like you have another case stemming from that, 2019 CF 9118AO. That's for battery on a law enforcement officer. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender in that case as well. I would ask the state if they have an offer for the, but I mean, it's the same offense scenario, so I don't know if he wants to.
resolve the.
State did not make an offer, Your Honor,
Yeah.
for that exact reason.
Okay, so, your bond on the disorderly is gonna stay at $500. I'm gonna reduce the bond on the battery on a law enforcement officer to $5,000. No weapons, no firearms, no ammunition, and no contact with any witnesses. All right, please tell me your name.
Joshua Lynn Corum.
All right, Mr. Quorum, you're here in 2019 MM 5327AO. You're arrested for trespass. I do find probable cause, and you did not fill out a form for the public defender. Did you just want to see if the state had an offer for you?
I wasn't certain what they were going to want to do. No, ma'am.
Well, I mean, you're entitled to an attorney if you qualify for one. You're entitled for me to appoint one for you if you qualify for one. The state, I don't know, do you have an offer for him?
Withhold credit for time served, no return.
Okay, so the state's offering you a withhold of adjudication, which means it's not a formal conviction. Credit for time served, which I believe would be 2 days, 1 day. And you can't go back to the Orange County Convention Center at 9800 International Drive. And you have to abide by all trespass warnings. So that's the state's offer. It doesn't get any better than that.
No, and I would just like to say, it's because
Well, don't talk to me about the facts of your case, because if you don't resolve your case, then all of that can be used against you later on. So. And you didn't fill out a form for the PD, so Mr. Nguyen isn't required to talk to you. He might, if he.
I'm comfortable with the offer. I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you while you were
No,
speaking.
it's okay.
I'm very comfortable with the offer
Okay.
from the state, so.
Okay. And you're okay with proceeding without an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you on probation?
No, I am not.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any current charges in the state of Florida.
Okay.
I've been a
Right,
citizen.
but are you on probation somewhere else? I have a note here that says probation violation charge.
I am not. I have an expungement agreement in the state of Tennessee, and they never had, my expungement agreement was that I would not be in the state of Tennessee, and they never had my exact address outside of the state of Tennessee. Because when I was in court,
I don't know anything about expungement agreements, because we don't necessarily do that here.
Yeah.
Like, you can't come to the state, so, are you reporting to anyone at all for
no,
probation purposes?
my agreement in that court was to not be in the state of Tennessee for 1 year without notifying the court. And whatever they've done there is just to obtain my address.
Okay, because here it just says an active warrant.
That's what it's for.
I just want to make sure that you're not doing anything that is
No.
going to affect you negatively.
Absolutely not.
And you don't have an attorney, and I just want to make sure
I
that
am not,
you know
no.
what's happening,
Yeah.
you know the
It's-
consequences of the plea.
The warrant it's a court warrant, and I've actually spoken with the PD that was in that case in my regard, but I have an agreement to not be in that state up until November 2017, which I fulfilled the agreement, but whatever the warrant is for is simply for a court appearance to obtain my address.
Okay.
Which is, if you think about what I'm trying to tell you, strange, is I have an agreement not to be in the state, and then they want me to appear in court to provide my address. You get what I'm trying to tell you?
I did.
Yeah, all right.
So they're just checking for me.
Yeah, Your Honor, I don't have an active warrant.
Okay, okay.
But it's out of state.
Yeah, I can't.
No, they tell us everything on this little sheet here about, so I just see active Tennessee warrant and then probation violation. So I just want to make sure
It
that
is
you're
not
not
a
on
probation violation. I
Okay.
wasn't on actual probation. I just had an agreement to, I did something.
You don't have to talk about it. That's okay.
Well, I did something so there would be no question at all. I wouldn't be in the state, and
Okay.
and everyone
So you
that,
feel comfortable that entering a plea is not going to affect you in Tennessee?
that's correct.
Okay. And do you want to enter a plea of no contest?
No contest, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, Mr. Quorum, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, I am.
And you do, or you understand all the rights?
Yes.
That you're giving up?
Mhm.
Okay. And we've established that you're not on probation, so you don't believe that this plea would affect anything going on in Tennessee or any other state?
No.
Okay. And you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Do you want me to say it again?
No, yes.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation. You understand? All right. I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'm going to withhold adjudication, sentence you to 1 day in the Orange County Jail with credit for 1 day time served. You can't go back to, I'm sorry, cannot go back to the Orange County Convention Center at 9800 International Drive. You must abide by all trespass warnings, okay?
I do have one question on the trespass, that
Okay.
although I cannot go to the property, I still have the option of contacting the head of security at that property. Is that correct? By phone? I mean, initially, I'd spoken with the head of security at the property, and I didn't have any issue there. Somebody had really made a mistake, And so,
I don't know if you've been trespassed. You can always call them and talk to them, but I can't
that's
give you
all I
any
wanted-
legal advice.
that's all I
okay?
wanted to verify.
Okay.
I'm not a
And-
person that has personal problems, so I don't like the idea of somebody thinking that I'm a problem
Okay,
person.
well, if you can call them and talk to them and see what you're able to do in that area, okay?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I just did further research. He does have a, they're not gonna extradite. Tennessee pickup only, but it is for probation, violation of probation from misdemeanor stalking.
Okay.
But that's,
It's there.
they've done something, I have
Well,
some.
hold on, let me listen to what she has to say.
It doesn't have any other notes. It just has that he is on, is violation of probation, but they're
Okay.
not going to extradite.
Okay, so even if you don't know about it, this is
well,
what we're showing, so.
I do, but
Okay.
I've
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, calm down. So whatever it is that they're showing is saying that they're not gonna extradite you. So knowing all of that, did you still wanna enter the plea? Because you don't, we don't have to go forward with all of that,
Yes, ma'am.
and I can just give you the bond.
Uh,
It's really
yes.
up to you.
I'm going to enter the plea, no
Okay,
contest.
all right. So, we've established you can't go back to the Orange County Convention Center, okay? I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order that you pay those by June 26, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them back. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir, okay? Good
Thank
luck
you.
to you. All right, please tell me your name.
Jonathan Gutierrez.
All right, Mr. Gutierrez, you're here in 2019 MM 5322 AO. You're arrested for petty theft. It's a retail offense. I do find probable cause, and you did not fill out a form for the public defender. I don't know if the state has an offer for you.
We do not, Your Honor.
Okay, so the state does not have an offer for you today. Were you planning on hiring your own attorney, or did you want me to see if you qualify for the public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
Which one?
See if I qualify for public defender.
Okay, do you work?
Yes,
Where do you work?
I'm a barber.
You're a barber, okay. How, do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, monthly?
Daily because I pay the chair every week and when the customer pay the haircut, I get paid right there.
So how, on an average week, how much do you think you get paid?
Between about 500, 600.
Okay, and that's every week?
Mhm.
And then do you have any people or children under the age of 18? Anybody you claim as a dependent on your taxes?
No, ma'am.
So you have no dependents?
No, ma'am.
You qualify? So is that 500 to 600 like steady every week, or it's just dependent on?
Our barbers we have it the better weeks than others. Like back to school, where a bunch of kids get their
So
haircut.
last week, how much did you make per week?
About 500, around
Okay.
500.
500?
500, yeah.
You made 500 a week? No, so you're not gonna qualify for the public defender based on your income, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna order, you can't go back to 422 North Alafaya Trail. That Coles. You can't have any contact with any victim or witness at that location. And your bond's gonna be set at the $500, okay? Do you think you'll be able to post the bond?
I had talked to my mother so she can
Okay.
do this.
Okay, but you think you'll be able to post the bond?
The
Okay,
arrangement.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, please tell me your name.
LaRonda Presley.
Do we know what happened in Newton? All right, take no action. And Pacheco Cuevas bonded.
1901-9167.
Yeah. Okay, Miss Presley. Here in 2019 MM 631 AW, you're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office. And looks like you were just here for the same offense yesterday.
Yes.
So, state, is there an offer?
May I have one more, Your Honor? I just wanna make sure it's a different place.
So it looks like she was arrested on 6/20. I don't know if she pled out yesterday, if that was
I'm
the
trying-
arraignment.
I'm trying to check the location.
Yeah, I don't have a case number to look it up, so.
No, I got it, I just,
Okay.
it's the same location, that's why I was trying to
Yeah,
see if it was doing. She pled out to that case, which is 2019 MM 617. She got 7 days on 6/21, so she probably was released yesterday or something like that. We'll offer adjudication 10 days.
and
And
then
no return to the Circle
she
K.
has one in.
Yes.
Ms. Presley has 1 day in. Okay, so Ms. Presley, the state's offers an adjudication of guilt 10 days with credit for 1 day, and then I'd have to impose court costs, and you cannot go back to the Circle K. Do you wanna take the offer?
Yes.
Okay.
And Your Honor, she's gonna enter a plea of no contest.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Presley, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I am going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 10 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 1 day time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by June 26, 2020. You may not go back to the Circle K at 14990 West Colonial Drive. You must abide by all trespass warnings. And if you would like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Please tell me your name.
DeMarc Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, you're here in 2019 MM 313 AE. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Rogers?
Adjudication 2 days, no return. He has credit for 1.
Your Honor, he's indicated that the property that he was with at the time of the arrest is still with the university's police department. And I guess his question is how he would go about getting that.
Attorney, you can file a motion if they won't return it, but typically if you call property,
Well, this is what it says. His large bag containing personal property was placed into the Beast for safekeeping. So I would have attorney's contact, or he can try and make a phone call
Okay.
to get his property back. I don't know what the beast is.
I don't know.
Usually you
if-
call the agency, they'll tell you exactly how to get it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they told me to call them instead of when you get it for down salary. Go on there.
I mean, it doesn't look like they threw it out. I mean, they have it, right?
If he calls them and they say, yeah, you can come get your property, they're not gonna arrest them because.
I mean, I can't tell you what they're gonna do, but, or they might say you need to meet us at the police station and then we'll take you to get it, or they might have it there. I don't.
That's cool. One day in jail, that's it. That's good.
That's one acronym I have no idea what it stands for. All right, Mr. Rogers, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, Your
Are
Honor.
you on probation anywhere?
No, Your
All
Honor.
right, and you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea. I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with 1 day credit for time served. You can't go back to UCF or any of their affiliated properties. You must abide by the trespass warnings. And, I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by June 26, 2020. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, please tell me your name.
Justin Love.
All right, Mr. Black, you're here in 2019 MM 5297AO. You're arrested for resisting an officer without violence and trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. I'm gonna appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And is there an offer for Mr. Black?
Adjudication 3 days, no return.
So he has one in? Two? And I would have to impose court costs.
And Mr. Black's gonna enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Black, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I do find a factual basis for you to enter the plea to both charges. I'm gonna adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. Those will run concurrent. You're not to go back to 938 West Colonial Drive, that's 7-Eleven. You've been trespassed, you cannot go back there, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And I do have to impose court costs. I'm gonna order you pay those by June 26, 2020. That gives you a year to pay them off. If you want to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you, sir, okay? Good luck
Yes,
to you.
ma'am. Thank you.
Don't go back there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, anything else? We'll be in recess until tomorrow.